Imagine waking up, not with that familiar knot of dread, the dizzying rush of tasks swirling in your head or those racing thoughts about the day's massive to-do list, but instead waking with this profound, quiet sense of control. What if, like just a few simple, intentional shifts in your morning could genuinely transform your entire day, helping you feel significantly less anxious, more aligned? That's exactly what we're diving into today. We're looking at the profound, really underestimated impact of your morning habits on your mental, your emotional, even your physical well-being. We've gathered a pretty fascinating stack of material, from health psychology, neuroscience, practical wellness strategies, all centered around cultivating a morning that acts as a powerful antidote to anxiety. Our mission in this deep dive is to extract the most potent nuggets of wisdom from all these sources. We want to help you understand not just what to do, but really why these seemingly small intentional actions have such a massive ripple effect through your whole day. We're essentially building you a blueprint for calmer mornings.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating here is just how universal that experience of morning anxiety can be. Our sources really highlight that whether it's maybe the lingering effects of poor sleep or the weight of looming deadlines, maybe unspoken relationship concerns, that creeping feeling right after you open your eyes, it's a challenge shared by so many people.
It really is common, isn't it?
It is. But the good news, and this comes through consistently from these different perspectives, is that you are absolutely not alone in this. And importantly, there are tangible, really effective steps you can take to, reclaim your mornings. If we connect this to the bigger picture, mornings are just incredibly powerful. They often serve as the unwritten prologue to your entire day, right? They set the tone, establish the rhythm. So by starting with intention, with grounding, you're sending a clear, powerful signal to your mind and body, a signal that says you are in control of this moment rather than just being swept away by all the external pressures.
Being proactive, not just reactive.
Exactly. It's about establishing a kind of internal safe harbor before the day's storms can even really gather momentum.
That idea of creating a safe harbor in those first few moments, that sounds incredibly inviting. Okay, so let's unpack this. Our sources suggest there are a few immediate high-impact habits that can act as foundational anchors, right? Right from the moment you wake up.
Yes. And this raises a really important question for anyone seeking a calmer morning. What are those initial non-negotiables? The things that truly set the stage for a less anxious day. The first one, and maybe the most challenging for many of us in this screen-saturated world, is mindful awakening. It's about that gentle transition.
Gentle transition, okay.
The core idea here is to resist that almost magnetic pull, that urge to immediately grab your phone. Think of your mind just fresh from sleep, like a still, delicate pond.
Okay.
Dropping your phone into it first thing. It's like throwing a rock, immediately shattering the calm with 1,000 ripples of information, notifications, external demands. Your brain genuinely needs that gentle transition from rest to full wakefulness.
That's a powerful image.
And our sources emphasize this isn't just about avoiding distractions. It's actually about neurochemistry. When you immediately check emails or scroll social media, you can trigger a sudden surge of cortisol, that's your body's main stress hormone, even before your feet hit the floor.
Wow, really? That quick?
That quick. This instant on switch can basically set a high alert tone for your entire nervous system for the rest of the day. So instead, take just a few moments, 5, maybe even 10 minutes. Just breathe deeply, feel your body. Maybe set a calming intention for your day before that inevitable flood of information hits. This creates a peaceful, self-directed start. You're intentionally bypassing those immediate triggers, emails, news, social media that can spark anxiety and stress right away.
You're protecting that initial calm.
Precisely. From a neurological view, this practice signals to your brain's prefrontal cortex, the part handling executive function, decision-making that you are in command, not just reacting to external stuff. It's a powerful act of reclaiming your morning for your well-being.
It's like gently warming up an engine instead of redlining it from a cold start.
That's a perfect analogy. Exactly.
Okay, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Building that little protective bubble. The cortisol point is a real eye-opener, too. So, once we've gently awakened our minds, what's next on this foundational list for, say, our physical self?
Okay. Next up is something incredibly simple, yet profoundly effective. Hydrate right away, fueling both body and mind.
Just water.
Just water. The core idea is simply to drink a glass of water as soon as you wake up. Now, this might sound incredibly basic, right? But our sources consistently point out that even mild dehydration, the kind you pretty much always experience overnight, directly contributes to feelings of stress, sluggishness, and yes, anxiety. Think of your brain. It's about 75% water, and it's been running for hours without a top-up. Even a small dip in hydration can impair cognitive function, affecting everything from your mood to your concentration levels.
Makes sense.
So, drinking a glass of water first thing. It kickstarts your metabolism, rehydrates your brain, helps your bodily systems function better, and it directly reduces those physical symptoms that can amplify anxiety, like maybe a slight headache or feeling lightheaded.
Little things you might not even connect to hydration.
Exactly. And you can even add, a slice of lemon for a little boost or a tiny pinch of good quality sea salt to help balance electrolytes, which supports nerve and muscle function too. This isn't just about quenching thirst. It's a powerful, immediate act of self-care. You're fueling your physical body, and that directly impacts your mental clarity, your emotional state. It helps you feel more grounded, more ready. It's a very tangible way to care for yourself right out of the gate.
Yeah, I can definitely feel the difference when I actually remember to do that. It just feels clear, like a mental fog lifting. Okay, so beyond hydration, what about food? Does breakfast really matter that much for anxiety, or is it mainly just about energy?
Oh, absolutely. Breakfast isn't just about physical energy, it's a cornerstone for mood stability. So, our third foundational habit is to nourish your body intentionally, the breakfast advantage. A proper, healthy breakfast is crucial.
Okay, why? What makes it proper in this context?
Right. The details matter. First, include protein. Things like eggs, Greek yogurt, maybe a handful of nuts. Protein helps you feel fuller longer, yes, but more importantly, it helps keep your blood sugar steady. See, spikes and crashes in blood sugar can mimic or even trigger anxiety symptoms, shakiness, irritability, difficulty concentrating. Sustained energy from protein helps avoid those physiological swings.
Ah, the blood sugar connection, that's key.
It really is. And our sources also strongly recommend opting for complex carbohydrates. Think oatmeal, whole grain breads, maybe even a sweet potato. Unlike simple sugars, these are digested slowly, providing a steady release of glucose. Plus, they're thought to boost serotonin levels in the brain, the feel-good neurotransmitter, which has a direct calming effect. That's partly why you might feel relaxed after a meal with good carbs.
Right. And the flip side, what should we avoid?
Definitely avoid the simple carbs. Sugary cereals, pastries, sweetened drinks, they lead to those rapid energy spikes, followed by dramatic crashes and often significant mood shifts. Not helpful for anxiety. And of course, try to incorporate plenty of fresh fruits and vegetables for vitamins, minerals, fiber. For an extra boost, maybe consider sources high in omega-3 fatty acids, things like salmon, flax seeds, chia seeds. They're well documented for overall brain health and anti-inflammatory benefits.
So it's strategic fueling, not just eating anything.
Exactly. It's about giving your body the consistent nutrients it needs to avoid those physiological triggers of irritability or anxiety. And, a little forward planning helps. Prepping overnight oats, deciding on your protein the night before, it removes a common morning stressor when you're rushed.
That's smart. Make it easy on yourself.
Yeah. Now, a really crucial caveat here. While diet can powerfully support your mental well-being, it's not a substitute for anxiety treatment. If anxiety is severe or consistently messing with your life, professional help counseling, CBT, maybe medication might be necessary. These habits are powerful tools, but they're part of a bigger wellness picture.
That's a really important distinction. It's about building a robust foundation, not looking for a magic bullet.
Okay, so it sounds like we're creating the best possible internal environment. We've thought about what we put into our body. What about what we do with our body? How does physical movement play into this whole morning anxiety equation?
Excellent point. Because anxiety isn't just a mental state, is it? It often gets trapped in the body. It manifests as physical tension, restlessness, maybe a racing heart. So our fourth foundational habit is to move your body, releasing trapped tension.
Okay, but does this mean I need to run 5 miles before work? Absolutely not. That's the beauty of it. Exercise doesn't need to be some intense, hour-long workout to be effective here. Even small doses, incredibly small doses, like stretching gently for literally 1 minute, a brisk walk around the block, or just a few minutes of simple yoga poses, they are remarkably effective.
Just a few minutes, really.
Really. The mechanism here is twofold. First, movement physically releases that built-up muscular tension. It literally helps you move through the stress that can accumulate overnight. Second, physical activity, even light activity, triggers the release of endorphins.
Ah, the natural mood elevators.
Yeah, exactly. Your body's natural mood elevators. They directly counter the stress response and help calm the nervous system. Think of it like hitting a natural internal reset button. This helps your body release that physical tension and anxiety, making it profoundly easier to approach the day with a clearer mind. You're literally moving through the stress.
Give me an example. How small are we talking?
Okay, so our sources suggest that even 1 minute, just 60 seconds of full body stretching right after you make your bed, can gently wake up muscles, improve circulation, and set a remarkably positive physical tone for the day.
1 minute after making the bed, I can do that.
Most people can, or, put a sticky note on your mirror. Do 3 simple stretches before leaving the room. If you're inclined towards something a bit more structured, a few simple yoga poses can be transformative, like the hero pose that's a seated, grounding posture, helps you find your center. Tree pose, a balancing pose, requires calm focus, really quiets racing thoughts. Or the child's pose, wonderfully relaxing, eases stress from your back and hips.
And you don't need to be a yoga guru.
Not at all. No fancy mat required even. Just a few minutes done consistently can make a major impact on both your physical and mental state. It's about signaling to your body that it's safe to release, safe to relax.
Those are really tangible physical steps. And I love that even a minute makes a difference. That removes a lot of the pressure. Okay, so beyond the physical, how can we really train our minds to be less anxious in the morning? Because it feels like that's often where the real battle is fought, right? In that mental landscape.
You've hit on such a critical point there. This is absolutely where intentional mental practices and a conscious shift in perspective truly shine. Let's start with planning your day with intention combating uncertainty.
Uncertainty. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense as an anxiety trigger.
It's one of the biggest, most insidious sources. That nagging feeling of not knowing what's coming or how you'll possibly manage it all. When your brain perceives uncertainty, it often defaults to a threat response, activating those anxiety pathways. So you can proactively combat this by setting clear priorities.
How does that look practically in the morning?
Take just 5 to 10 minutes, maybe while you're sipping that water or your coffee.
Yeah.
Review your calendar, look at your to-do list, but here's the crucial part. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by everything, choose your top 3. Your top 3 most important priorities for the day.
Just 3.
Just 3. The tasks that, if absolutely nothing else gets done, will still make you feel like the day was productive. This focused approach creates a clear vision, immediately reducing that feeling of overwhelm, that scattered, frantic energy. And importantly, also plan time for breaks or moments of relaxation. Even scheduling a 15-minute walk or a quiet coffee break can be a total game changer.
Building in the pauses.
Yes, this whole structured approach removes the pressure of the unknown. It gives you a tangible sense of control over your time and tasks, rather than feeling like you're constantly racing against some invisible clock. It's about proactively managing your mental landscape, creating a roadmap for calm instead of just wandering into a wilderness of worries.
That proactive planning. Yeah, it definitely sounds like it could head off a lot of those what-if spirals before they even get going. But what about dealing with anxious thoughts when they do arise?
Yeah.
Even with all this prep, they can be so sticky, right?
Absolutely. They can be relentless. And that brings us to a profoundly powerful practice. Mindfulness and breathing exercises the anchor in the present.
Mindfulness, we hear that word a lot. What does it really mean in this context?
At its core, mindfulness is about being fully present, aware of where you are, what you're doing, and just observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment, without getting swept away. It's about creating space. It brings you back to the present moment, shifting your focus away from future-based anxiety or past-based rumination towards immediate clarity. And the really good news, you absolutely don't need hours of meditation.
That's reassuring.
It is. Even just a few minutes can make a world of difference. You can simply focus on the sensation of your breath, maybe observe the sounds around you, or practice gratitude by mentally listing a few things you appreciate right now.
I've definitely heard about specific breathing exercises having an almost instant calming effect. What's actually going on there? Why are they so powerful? It's physiological.
It's absolutely physiological.
Yeah.
Incredibly concrete, actually. Breathing techniques are remarkably powerful tools for calming the nervous system because how we breathe directly influences our physiological state, our heart rate, even our brainwave patterns. See, our autonomic nervous system has 2 main branches. There's the sympathetic nervous system, that's your body's gas pedal, fight or flight response. And then there's the parasympathetic nervous system, that's your brake, responsible for rest and digest, promoting relaxation.
Gas, pedal, and brake. Got it.
When you're anxious, that sympathetic system, the gas pedal, is often stuck in overdrive. Certain breathing patterns directly activate the parasympathetic system. They essentially press the brake.
Okay, so how do we press the brake? What are some techniques?
Great question. One really crucial one is lengthening the exhale. A lot of people, when anxious, tend to take too many deep, quick inhales. This can actually lead to hyperventilation and imbalance of oxygen and carbon dioxide, which, ironically, can decrease oxygen to the brain and make anxiety feel worse.
Oh, wow. So deep breaths aren't always the answer.
Not rapid, deep inhales, no. Our sources explain that while inhaling is linked to the sympathetic system, gas pedal, exhaling is strongly linked to the parasympathetic system, brake. So the key is to prioritize the exhale. Try this. Gently push all the air out first. Then just let your lungs naturally inhale without effort. Then try inhaling gently for, say, 4 seconds and exhaling slowly and fully for 6 seconds. Doing this for just 2 to 5 minutes can make a significant difference. It slows your heart rate, sends calm signals to your brain.
Inhale 4, exhale 6. Okay.
Another great one is abdomen or belly breathing, also called diaphragmatic breathing. This means breathing from your diaphragm, that large muscle under your lungs. This deep belly breathing reduces the work your body needs to do to breathe. It's more efficient and relaxing. To practice, maybe lie down or sit comfortably. Place one hand on your stomach below the ribs and one on your chest. As you breathe in slowly through your nose, focus on your stomach rising, pushing your lower hand out while keeping your chest relatively still.
Feel the belly move, not the chest.
Exactly. Then, purse your lips slightly and exhale slowly through your mouth, gently engaging your stomach muscles to push the air out. Practicing this, maybe 3 or 4 times a day for up to 10 minutes, can help make it automatic. Even if it feels a bit weird at first, you're using a muscle you might not be used to engaging consciously.
Okay, belly breathing. Makes sense. Any others?
Yes, there's breath focus. Find a quiet spot. Just notice your normal breath. Then take a slow, deep breath in through your nose, feeling your belly expand. Exhale comfortably. Continue this for several minutes, just gently paying attention to the rise and fall. You can even add a calming word silently on the exhale, like safe or calm. Imagine inhales are gentle waves, and exhales carry negative thoughts away. Practicing this for up to 20 minutes daily builds real resilience.
Visualizing it helps too.
It can, yeah. Then there's equal breathing, or Samavriti in yoga. Simple. Inhale for a count, say 1, 2, 3, 4, then exhale for the same 4-second count. Creates a calming rhythm. Focus on the feeling of fullness and emptiness. And finally, box breathing. This is a favorite for focus under pressure. Inhale for 4 counts, hold your breath in for 4, exhale for 4 counts, hold your breath out for 4. Just a few rounds can significantly lower stress.
Wow, 4 seconds all around. In, hold that hold. That's powerful. It's amazing how these simple patterns can shift your state so directly. It's not just mental, it's biology.
It's pure biology, yeah. And these breathing techniques are really a core part of broader mindfulness practices. They're like the entry point.
Right. So how does the broader mindfulness piece fit in, especially with those persistent, looping, anxious thoughts?
Well, research-backed programs like mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBSR, and mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, MBCT, build on this foundation. They help reduce anxiety by increasing that present moment awareness, cultivating a non-judgmental acceptance of whatever thoughts and feelings arise, and crucially, creating a kind of buffer between you and your distressing thoughts. For instance, a small study found just 10 minutes of mindfulness helped people specifically with ruminative thought patterns, when your mind gets stuck replaying worries, it improved their focus and cognitive control.
Creating a buffer. I like that. So
Yeah.
you're not immediately sucked in.
Exactly. The powerful idea here is that these practices create psychological space, a space between you and your anxious thoughts. It allows you to observe them without being completely consumed or swept away. It's a skill. It builds resilience over time. It helps you, as one source put it, stay with difficult feelings without analyzing, suppressing, or encouraging them. And often, counterintuitively, that allows them to just dissipate on their own.
So you're not fighting the thoughts.
You're not fighting them, which often just makes them stronger, right? It's more like a deliberate, gentle redirection of attention rather than resignation. You become the observer, not the victim, of your thoughts.
That idea of creating space, not fighting.
Yeah.
It sounds incredibly liberating, almost like a superpower. But okay, what about when anxiety still pops up? Even with these amazing tools, it can be so relentless sometimes.
That's where our final point in this section comes in, and it's perhaps one of the most profound shifts you can make. Embrace compassion and playfulness, meeting anxiety with kindness.
Kindness towards things that sounds
Yeah.
counterintuitive.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But the core idea is when anxiety arises, instead of battling it, judging yourself for feeling it, trying desperately to push it away, you greet it with compassion. Imagine it's like a scared part of yourself that just needs some reassurance, not judgment. Acknowledge the feeling with kindness. Maybe gently say to yourself, ah, there's that familiar anxious feeling. It's okay that it's here right now.
Just acknowledging it, not resisting.
Yes. And bringing a sense of humor, maybe a touch of lightheartedness into your routine can also make a huge difference. This doesn't mean trivializing your anxiety at all, but rather not letting it completely dominate your entire emotional state. A gentle reminder like, it's okay to feel anxious right now, can be incredibly disarming for the anxiety itself. Or maybe an affirmation like, I meet my anxiety with compassion and lightheartedness.
Changing the relationship with it.
Exactly. It profoundly shifts your relationship with anxiety. You move from this constant battle against it to a place of understanding and gentle acceptance. By allowing difficult feelings to simply exist, you prevent that mental chain reaction that often leads to more distress, deeper loops of worry. And this concept of allowing, it's an active, deliberate movement of attention. It's not resignation, not giving up. It's a compassionate acknowledgement that, paradoxically, often diminishes anxiety's power over you.
Like acknowledging a child's tantrum instead of escalating the fight.
That's a great analogy. It often helps it subside much faster.
Okay, wow. We've covered some incredible, individually powerful habits for physical and mental calm. But here's the big hurdle for so many of us, myself included. How do we actually make them happen consistently, day in, day out? Especially when motivation drops, life gets crazy, we're running on empty. This is where it gets really interesting, right? Because the sources offer a fascinating solution.
Yes, this raises that critical question. How do we leverage our brain's natural wiring for routines to essentially automate these positive changes, to turn them from tasks we have to force ourselves to do into just effortless parts of our day? That's precisely where the concept of habit stacking comes in. So first, let's just unpack understanding habit stacking, the brain's best friend.
Habit stacking, okay?
The core idea is brilliantly simple. Instead of trying to create entirely new, standalone behaviors from scratch, you add a new desired behavior onto an existing, already automatic habit. Think of it like adding a new car to a train that's already moving smoothly down the tracks.
Okay. Piggybacking.
Exactly, piggybacking. This strategy leverages your brain's deep preference for patterns and routines. This preference is primarily driven by a part of your brain called the basal ganglia.
The habit center.
Pretty much, yeah. Your brain's automatic pilot. It handles all those routine things you do without thinking: walking, brushing your teeth, making coffee. When you attach a new habit to one of those well-worn ones, you're not trying to carve out a whole new neural pathway, which takes immense willpower. Instead, you're essentially hijacking an existing pathway, making the new habit way easier and faster to adopt. This concept was really popularized by James Clear in Atomic Habits, but it builds on decades of work from behavioral experts like B.J. Fogg, who talks about tiny habits, and S.J. Scott.
Right. Tiny habits.
Yeah.
Start small.
Tiny is key. The powerful analysis here is that this strategy bypasses the need for constant willpower and discipline because those are finite resources, right? They run out. Habit stacking turns new actions into effortless extensions of what you already do. It leverages the brain's natural tendency to save energy on routine tasks. It takes the, ooh, I should do this out and replaces it with an easy, and then I do this.
So it's about chaining positive actions together, making them feel less like a chore, more like a natural flow. That's incredibly clever. Okay, walk us through how to actually build one of these morning habit stacks.
Absolutely. It's a surprisingly straightforward 4-step process, and the beauty is in its flexibility. Step 1, start with what you know. Identify your anchor habits. These are the things you do automatically every single morning without fail. Hitting snooze, brushing teeth, getting out of bed, making coffee, feeding the dog, whatever it is. These are your triggers, the established pathways you'll build on.
Okay, find the anchors. Got it.
Step 2, pick one new habit, and this is crucial. Choose something genuinely small and manageable. The key, as the sources stress, is to start so small it feels almost silly. Seriously, 1 minute of stretching, 1 sentence in a journal, 1 glass of water. Don't try to overhaul everything at once. Overwhelm kills consistency.
So small it feels silly. I like
Oh.
that. Takes the pressure off.
Exactly. Step 3, link them together. Use this simple formula. When I do current anchor habit, I will do new desired habit. Let's look at some practical anxiety-reducing examples from the sources. When I wake up, I will immediately drink a glass of water. We talked about this combats dehydration, boosts alertness. Pro tip: put a full water bottle on your nightstand the night before. makes it effortless.
Easy win right there.
And while brushing my teeth, I will think of 3 things I'm grateful for. Such a powerful, easy way to boost well-being, reduce stress, and honestly, makes those 2 minutes of brushing go faster.
Multitasking for mental health.
Haha, exactly. After making coffee or tea, I will write in a journal for 1 minute. Sets a positive tone, clarifies goals, reduces anxiety by getting thoughts out. Even just one sentence about your main goal or a feeling you want is huge. After making my bed, I will do a 1 minute stretch. Signals the start of the day, wakes up muscles, gives you an instant sense of accomplishment. After putting on my shoes or getting dressed, I will set an intention for the day. Quick mental exercise. Choose a word. Patience, focus, kindness. Carry it with you.
Those examples are incredibly practical. It really breaks it down into achievable steps.
Yeah.
Okay, so you link them. Then how do you make sure they actually stick?
Great question. That brings us to step 4. Celebrate your wins. Even tiny internal celebrations, just a mental, yes, did it. Or checking it off a tiny list trigger dopamine release in your brain. And dopamine is crucial for forming habits, for motivation. It reinforces the loop.
Dopamine, okay. Reward yourself mentally.
Yeah, even subtly. And the analysis here points out that mornings are just ideal for habit stacking. Why? Because they're often the most predictable part of our day, right? Before the emails, meetings, and unexpected chaos really start. It creates this dedicated, controlled window where you can build that consistency. These small, mindful actions stacked together, they cumulatively clear mental clutter, prep your brain for focus, boost clarity, reduce stress, increase energy. You avoid that chaotic what do I do now feeling and replace it with deliberate purpose.
I can totally see how layering these small, intentional actions could lead to a really powerful anxiety-reducing start. You mentioned journaling as an example for stacking.
Yeah.
Can you expand a bit on the specific power of journaling within this framework, especially for managing anxiety?
Oh, absolutely. The power of journaling in your stack is just immense. It's one of the simplest yet most impactful habits you can add. The core idea. Journaling creates a direct, tangible outlet for your thoughts and emotions. And this simple act significantly reduces anxiety, lowers stress, and profoundly supports mental health.
How does it do that?
Well, the benefits are pretty clear and well documented. It clears your mind by helping you process complex emotions, organize chaotic thoughts. It gives you a safe, non-judgmental outlet for worries, frustrations, even excitements. And crucially, it boosts self-awareness. It gives you a consistent space to reflect on your experiences, your reactions, your growth over time.
And for stacking.
It's incredibly versatile for stacking. Like we said, after drinking morning coffee, write 1 sentence about goals, perfect entry point. Or maybe as a wind down. Before bed, jot down 1 thing that went well today. Shifts focus to positivity. The key takeaway is you don't need to write pages and pages. A few words, a single sentence, even a bulleted list can make a substantial difference in emotional regulation, helping you make more intentional decisions, feel less overwhelmed. It's about getting that internal noise out so you can look at it instead of being consumed by it.
That's incredibly reassuring for anyone, like me, who feels daunted by the idea of keeping a huge, detailed journal every day. Okay, what if someone tries this habit stacking thing and finds themselves forgetting or hitting a wall? Are there common challenges and ways to troubleshoot?
Yes, absolutely normal to face obstacles. Building habits is a human process, not robotic. Our sources highlight a few common challenges and some elegant solutions. First, just forgetting the new habit. Totally normal at the start. Your brain hasn't automated the link yet. Use simple external triggers, sticky notes on the mirror, keep that water bottle super visible, maybe set a gentle phone alert for the first week or so. Think of them as temporary training wheels.
Training wheels, okay.
Second, maybe you picked the wrong anchor habit. If your chosen anchor isn't truly consistent every single day, the stack will fall apart. Like if you only drink coffee sometimes, it's not a strong anchor for a daily habit. Choose something you literally do every morning, no exceptions.
Consistency of the anchor is key.
Absolutely. Third, and this is a big one, starting too big. If a new habit feels overwhelming, if you feel any resistance, it's usually a sign you've aimed too high initially. The solution, simple. Break it down even smaller. If journaling for 5 minutes feels like too much, start with 1 sentence. If a 5-minute stretch feels like forever, aim for 1 minute. The beauty of habit stacking is its flexibility. It's truly about small, consistent steps leading to significant results, slowly but surely increasing those positive behaviors that support your well-being. It's all about building momentum, not achieving perfection overnight.
That concept of momentum, yeah, that's so powerful. Okay, we've talked about what to do when you wake up and, crucially, how to make those habits stick using stacking. But what about the night before? Our sources strongly, almost universally, link sleep quality directly to morning anxiety.
Mm.
So, what does this mean for our evenings if we really want to conquer that morning dread?
Ah, yes. If we connect this to the bigger picture, a good night's sleep isn't just about feeling rested, is it? It's the absolute critical foundation for managing anxiety and setting a positive, proactive tone for your entire next day. Which raises the important question: how do we actually optimize our sleep for a calmer morning? First, let's just underscore the profound interconnection of sleep and anxiety. Our sources indicate sleep problems are incredibly common, maybe affecting 1 in 4 people globally, and they directly, inextricably impact mental well-being and anxiety management.
1 in 4, that's huge.
It is. Trouble falling asleep, staying asleep, waking up way too early and not getting back to sleep, or just restless, unrefreshing sleep. All of these contribute significantly to heightened anxiety levels. The analysis is crystal clear. Poor sleep leaves you feeling edgy, physically unwell, cognitively foggy, less equipped to cope with even minor daily stressors. It makes morning anxiety much, much worse. It's often a vicious cycle.
Sleep problems fuel anxiety, anxiety fuels sleep problems.
Exactly. Conversely, improving sleep directly and powerfully reduces anxiety.
So it's a foundational domino. If we want calm mornings, we absolutely need to treat our evenings as a crucial preparation phase. What are the key strategies we should focus on before bed to really optimize that sleep?
Indeed. Evenings are definitely where tomorrow's calm begins. There are many highly effective evening strategies for better morning calm. It's about creating an environment and routine that signals to your body time to rest and rejuvenate. One critical starting point: create a comfortable sleep environment. This goes beyond just a cozy blanket. Make sure you have a supportive mattress, fresh, comfy bedding. Optimal room temperature is key. Generally, cooler is better, not too hot or cold. Think maybe 18-20 degrees Celsius or 65-68 Fahrenheit.
Cool, dark, and quiet.
Cool, dark, and quiet. Exactly. Minimize all noise, maybe use earplugs, a white noise machine, and crucially, block out all light. Even tiny amounts of light, like from electronics, can disrupt melatonin production, the hormone that signals sleep. Your environment profoundly impacts rest.
Okay, environment sorted. What else?
Next, relax before bed. This means actively engaging in relaxing activities for at least 60 to 90 minutes before you plan to sleep. Could be a warm bath or shower, gentle relaxation exercises like progressive muscle relaxation tensing, and then releasing muscle groups, maybe a guided meditation, listening to calming music, or an audiobook. These activities signal to your body and mind time to wind down, shifting from that active, doing state to a more receptive being state.
Wind down time. Got it. What about food?
Ah, yes. Consider a light evening snack. Now, a heavy, spicy, or sugary meal late in the evening that can seriously disrupt sleep, makes your digestive system work overtime, but a healthy light snack can actually improve it. Think small portions, maybe some complex carbs with a touch of protein, like cheese and whole grain crackers, a small banana with a spoonful of almond butter, maybe a glass of warm milk. These can provide tryptophan, which is a precursor to serotonin and melatonin.
So a small strategic snack is okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Exercise timing.
Yes, strategic exercise plays a big role. Regular physical activity, say 30 minutes 3 times a week, dramatically improves sleep quality and duration. The best time for more robust exercise is typically late afternoon or early evening. Crucially, while morning exercise is great for energy that day, it won't directly help that night's sleep in the same way. And be mindful. Exercising less than 2 or 3 hours before bedtime can actually be too stimulating for some people, interfering with falling asleep.
Okay. Timing matters. What about routines?
Absolutely key. Set a consistent bedtime routine. Establish a predictable sequence of calming actions before bed. This cues your body for sleep. For example, warm bath, comfy pajamas, brush teeth, then read a physical book, not a screen, with soft, dim lighting, maybe some calming music. Consistency helps regulate your internal clock, your circadian rhythm.
And waking up.
Equally important.
Sure.
Establish a fixed awakening time. Wake up at the same time every single day. Yes, even on weekends.
Oof, weekends too.
Weekends, too. It sounds tough, but this unwavering consistency is perhaps the most powerful regulator of your body's natural sleep-wake cycle. It makes it easier to fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling more refreshed. And related to that, sleep only when sleepy. Don't force yourself into bed if you're wide awake. That usually leads to frustration, tossing, turning, heightened wakefulness.
Makes sense. Don't associate bed with frustration.
Exactly. Which leads to bed for sleeping only and sex. This is a core CBT technique for insomnia. Reserve your bed strictly for sleep. Avoid reading, watching TV, working, scrolling your phone, studying in bed. These activities activate your mind and weaken the brain's association of bed with rest.
What if you're just lying there awake?
If you can't fall asleep within, say, 20-30 minutes, get out of bed. Do something boring and non-stimulating in dim light. Read a dull manual, listen to soft music, until you feel sleepy again. Then, return to bed. It seems counterintuitive, but it breaks that frustrating cycle of associating bed with wakefulness and worry.
Okay, get out of bed if needed. How about managing worries at night?
Yeah, that's a big one. Actively address worries earlier in the evening. Our sources suggest scheduling a worry time, maybe 15-20 minutes, a couple of hours before bed. Use this time to write down concerns, brainstorm solutions. If worries pop up at night, make a quick note. Commit to addressing them in your morning planning session or worry time. This helps you let go of the belief you must solve everything at 2 a.m. And try to let go of the pressure to get exactly 8 hours. Worrying about not sleeping just makes sleep harder. Focus on consistency and restfulness.
Okay, deal with worries earlier. What about things to avoid?
Definitely avoid stimulants and depressants in the hours before bed. No caffeine, alcohol, or nicotine for at least 4 hours before bedtime. Caffeine stays in your system for ages. Alcohol might make you drowsy initially, but it fragments sleep later and reduces restorative REM sleep. Nicotine as a stimulant disrupts sleep.
4 hours. Got it. Naps.
If you're consistently having trouble sleeping at night, probably best to skip naps. While short naps can be good for some, if you struggle with nighttime sleep, naps can reduce your sleep drive, making it harder to fall asleep at your actual bedtime.
Right. Save the sleepiness for bedtime.
Exactly. And finally, a beautiful full circle connection back to the morning. Get natural light, especially in the morning. Spending time outdoors or even just sitting near a window with natural light early in the day helps regulate your body's circadian rhythm, that internal clock.
So morning light helps night sleep.
It directly does. That morning light exposure signals to your brain it's daytime, helps suppress melatonin then, and promotes its healthy release later at night. It directly contributes to better sleep and less anxiety the next morning. So the holistic view here is that these evening practices aren't just isolated tips. They create the optimal physiological and psychological conditions for your morning habits to truly work their magic, to really flourish and significantly reduce anxiety. It's a full circle approach. Your morning calm truly begins the night before.
So what does all of this mean for you, our listener? We've really explored how these morning habits rooted in mindful awakening, strategic hydration, intentional nutrition, tension-releasing movement, proactive mental practices can fundamentally shift your experience of anxiety. And we've seen how weaving these together with that powerful, brain-friendly concept of habit stacking makes them not just achievable, but genuinely sustainable. It's not about hitting perfection, is it? It's about consistent, gentle shifts.
Exactly. And this raises that important question. How can you apply this knowledge effectively starting, right now? The key lessons from this whole journey seem clear and pretty universally applicable. Start small, be consistent, and be patient. Don't try to do everything at once. That's honestly the fastest route to burnout. Pick just 1 or 2 strategies that really resonated with you. Maybe that mindful awakening or just drinking water first thing. Try them consistently for a week. Then and only then, maybe gradually add more. You might find sometimes things feel a little worse before they feel better as your body and mind adjust. That's okay. Consistency is truly your most powerful ally here. The ultimate goal isn't just managing anxiety symptoms day to day. It's about cultivating this deep-seated sense of grounded control, of positive momentum, right from the moment you open your eyes each day. It's like building a fortress of calm, one tiny, manageable brick at a time.
Consider this then. If those first moments of your day truly dictate your internal landscape, your emotional tone, your overall sense of capability, what small, intentional shift could you make tomorrow morning, even just a 1-minute action? What shift could echo a sense of calm and confidence throughout your entire day long after the sun has set? We really hope this deep dive into Feel Less Anxious, morning habits that can change your whole day, has armed you with valuable insights, maybe some surprising facts, and definitely practical tools to truly transform your mornings and, by extension, your whole life. Until next time, keep exploring, keep growing, and keep diving deep into what truly matters for your well-being.